It's James Murray in the Net News Ledger newsroom with Politics 2.0, our continuing coverage. We're joined by Minister of Northern Development and Mines, Michael Gravelle. Welcome.
Thank you. More importantly, MPP Thunder Bay Superior North.
Well, everybody knows that, Michael. Everybody does. Now, the Wynne government just brought down the budget.
Yes.
What do our readers and viewers need to know?
Well, from a province-wide perspective, which affects Northern Ontario in a very significant way, the focus was very much on investing in the care sector, healthcare, mental health care, childcare, seniors, making life easier and more affordable for people, but also making sure that we're providing the services that people need. And there's no question that there's a real a need for an increased investment in mental health care, which is hugely important, so that's massive. Free childcare we're offering between the ages of 2.5 and 4 for licensed regulated spaces. We think that's going to make a huge difference in terms of people's lives. Help for seniors as well, a seniors healthy home program to help them be able to stay in their homes, and of course long-term care as well. So it really is, we need to build more long-term care spaces. We need to provide the staff to be able to fill those spaces, and those are all the things that we were focused on in our budget. But the budget was a huge document with many aspects to it, but a very good one for Northern Ontario too. I hope I get a chance to talk about some of the specific Northern Ontario aspects of the budget.
What are the specifics for the North?
All right, thank you for asking. Certainly we are very excited about the fact that we are increasing the investment in the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund from $100 million annually to $150 million in the next 3 years. The Northern Ontario Heritage Fund is truly the economic driver in Northern Ontario. I mean, I don't think there's one community that hasn't benefited from the Heritage Fund. It's created or retained thousands of jobs, so that's huge. And I was very excited. I pushed very hard for that with the Minister of Finance and the Premier to have that in the budget. Was thrilled to see it, and that was great. I was also very pleased to see a continued commitment to the Ring of Fire. We are working very closely in partnership with our First Nations, with particular First Nations, to build all-season community road accesses, roads to the public highway network and into the Ring of Fire. What we need to have the ability to be able to build those roads, that $1 billion commitment is huge. For regional transportation infrastructure. So that's in the budget as well, and I'm very pleased about that. And we also have, if I could just one quickly say before you ask me again, the 4-laning of the highway between Thunder Bay and Nipigon, another commitment to that as well, which is great. And also a cardiovascular surgery program at Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Center. We've got a commitment to move that forward and hopefully have it implemented by 2020. That's really important for everyone in Northwestern Ontario. I'm very pleased too that there was a further commitment to build a new district jail, the Thunder Bay Correctional Center. So lots of stuff in the budget, difficult to discuss in a couple of minutes.
Well, and that's the fun part to it, because we've talked numerous times about the Ring of Fire, and your message has stayed so consistent. Let's do it right.
Absolutely.
Now, what's the contrast? The Progressive Conservative leader, Doug Ford, says he's going to grab a shovel, jump on the bulldozer, he's going to build the roads himself if he can't get it done.
It's a pretty shocking response from Mr. Ford. That shows such a lack of respect for the First Nations. I mean, this is a major resource development project in a remote part of the province. It's never seen development before. This is their land. It's important that we do it right. We signed a regional framework agreement with the Ottawa First Nations. We're now working with some other individual First Nations who are ready to move forward with building a all-season community access road, which is needed in order to get the materials in and out. If we don't do this right, this project won't happen. It's as simple as that. And it's very important in terms of our partnership with Indigenous people as well. We're also talking about resource revenue sharing in both the mining and the forestry sector. That's something that we've been working very hard on as well. So all these pieces tied together, but with the Ring of Fire, I find Mr. Ford's approach upsetting, and I certainly know that if that was the approach that he would try to take, it would not be successful, and it would be incredibly disrespectful.
So moving forward, now over the last months we've had so many things going on in announcements from the Northern Heritage Fund, from the Wynne government. I think one of the pieces that a lot of people really haven't understood fully perhaps, and maybe you can help us with that, the tuition issue and the guaranteed income program.
Right.
What do our readers and viewers need to know? How can this help them?
Well, certainly the free tuition has already helped hundreds of thousands of people all across the province, including many in Northern Ontario. We're very proud of that. For families earning up to $85,000, the tuition is absolutely free, and even those earning significantly more than that, there's a complete saving of their a reduction of their tuition fee costs. I mean, we know that can be a barrier to post-secondary education. We very much want that to be people to able to access it. That's the huge sort of benefit of the tutor jobs will rely on post-secondary education. So that's one of our hallmarks, and we're very proud of it, and we're going to continue to carry it on so that people in the north and all across the province can benefit from that.
And that's probably where the daycare program for under 4 starts to kick in, because the single mom perhaps, or the parent trying to go back to school now. How do you do it with the kids?
Trying to go back to school, trying to go back to work. It's a real benefit. It's a real challenge. There's no question about it. You know, and childcare, daycare costs are expensive. We think that this particular program we'll be putting in place, as you said, for those between the ages of 2.5 and 4, which is when the particular need is the greatest, will save about $17,000 a year
For a family.
For a family. So that's pretty. Makes a huge difference in terms of their ability to be able to either return to work or, as you say, go back to school. So there's, you know, this is something that we've listened to people. We made a commitment to open up 100,000 new childcare spaces. This is an add-on to that in the sense that we want to be able to make it easier for the families to access childcare. It's hugely important, and we think it's going to be one of the real hallmarks of our 2018 budget, and we'll be talking about it during the campaign.
So that's probably where we can leave this discussion.
Okay.
Lots of talk on the budget, lots of things coming forward, lots of moving parts. Michael, thanks for being in the newsroom.
James, a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.